following program is available in high definition on Channel 700. This program is designed and produced by the community with the support of TV Kojiko.
Shalom.
Jam.
Shanti.
We all want the same thing.
Peace.
And Rotary clubs
Sola.
are making it happen.
Ewa.
Through international scholarships to promote peace around the world.
Happy.
Rotary. Humanity in motion.
In business, opportunity is everywhere, and so is MNP. No matter the location or the situation, MNP is there wherever business takes you. Accounting, consulting, tax. Find out more at mnp.ca.
Python's Pit is an entrepreneurial challenge created by the Rotary Clubs of Halton and made possible by the generosity of our presenting sponsors, RBC Royal Bank and the MNP Group. Now, the rules are simple. Each presenter gets 3 minutes to pitch their ideas to the Pythons. The contestants have been provided with mentorship and guidance as part of the preparation process. It will then be up to the Pythons to determine if the ideas presented today are worthy of investment and if those ideas and entrepreneurs are fit for the pit. I am your host, Connie Smith, and I'd like to personally welcome you all to Python's Pit. Today on Python's Pit, we're going to introduce you to budding entrepreneurs who believe their ideas are innovative and unique. Our 5 Pythons from across Halton Region are wealthy investors who have had success with their own entrepreneurial ideas, spirit, and passion. They are here today as venture capitalists to invest in the brightest, most innovative, and promising entrepreneurs of today. All right, let's meet our Pythons. George Minikakis is a global retail strategist who calls Milton home. George currently is the Chief Executive Officer for Inception Retail Group. In this organization, he leads a group of partners who seek and invest in retail-related enterprises. In his not-too-distant past, George was solely responsible for the Canadian divisions of LensCrafters, Pearl Vision, and Sunglass Hut. He was also CEO for Greater China and Hong Kong, expanding LensCrafters there to over 250 locations. George is the author of Last Retailer Standing, which is about the changing retail industry and the challenges of staying relevant in an evolving market. Randy Pilon is a high-achieving strategic thinker. Randy is the founder, current president, and CEO of Virox Technologies Incorporated, an Oakville company based with a patented technology in disinfection and sterilization. Virox has been included in Profit Magazine's Companies to Watch rankings 3 times and has been the recipient of the prestigious Canadian American Business Council Award for Business Excellence and in 2013 received the Global Innovator Award at the Ontario Business Achievement Awards ceremony. Randy is a big supporter of education, spending 4 years on the Sheridan College Board of Governors and having donated in excess of $750,000 to the college for the new business school. Don Delicandro is the CEO and founder of Azertech Incorporated, a venture capital firm providing funding and consulting to growth companies. Don is a serial entrepreneur with 29 years founding, leading, and consulting to companies in diverse business sectors such as technology, manufacturing, finance, real estate, consumer goods, oil, and gas. John Romano is the owner of Nickelbrook Brewery and Better Bitters Brewing Company. He represents a family business success story. At 27, John gave up his career in the aerospace industry to open a small home brewery in Burlington that has now morphed into a full-fledged microbrewery. Today, Nickelbrook, named after John's two children, Nicholas and Brooke, is currently shipped all over the country. David Wolford practices business law and is a partner in the Southwestern Ontario and Toronto offices of Miller Thompson. He specializes in investment, corporate finance and governance, and the structuring and commercialization of intellectual property rights for emerging companies. Today's contestant is Aydin Betez of Gymchum, accompanied by Denver Brown. Gymchum is the brainchild of Aydin, and his mission is to help others by creating the first social fitness network that motivates individuals to live a healthy and active lifestyle. Will the Pythons think that Gymchum is fit for the pit?
Good afternoon, Pythons. This is Denver, and my name's Aydin, and we're here asking for $138,000 in return for 25% of the business. Social networks have become a huge part of our day-to-day lives. We have Facebook for our family and friends, Twitter for our news, LinkedIn for our work, but nothing for the most important part of our life, our health and fitness. We present to you Gymchum. Gymchum is a social fitness network that aims to help educate and motivate us all to live a healthy and active lifestyle. There are over 50 million gym memberships held in North America alone, but a staggering 67% of those go unused. We believe 2014 will be a huge year for the health and fitness world because of wearable technology. Devices like smartwatches will make us become a lot more conscious of our sleep, calorie intake and fitness levels. There are thousands of health and fitness apps out there, but they all assume the same thing: you know what to eat and how to train.
Gymchum's strategy is to target not only individuals but also large groups such as educational institutions, companies, and fitness facilities such as gyms. Research has demonstrated that team and group interventions have resulted in greater exercise and nutritional adherence for people of all ages. At the end of 2013, Gymchum was integrated within McMaster's own Healthy Active Living residence community. In doing so, this provided the members with a social platform to foster interaction, ultimately creating a greater sense of unity for everyone to work together towards their health and fitness related goals. Moving forward, Gymchum plans to unveil 2 additional platforms over the coming year. The first is Gymchum Trainer, which is a client management tool for personal trainers to help build long-lasting functional relationships with their clients. The second is Gymchum Store, which will allow Canadian businesses to sell their products and services.
In July 2013, Gymchum launched within iTunes, and since then it's had over 1,500 downloads. So some of the features that we plan to build with the investment are the ability to challenge a chum, set short and long-term goals, frequent notifications to encourage us to track our progress, integrate with wearable technology, and last but not least, the Motivate Me button that provides your followers with a way to motivate you with just a click of a button. But the difference between our button and every other social network's button is that for every motivate you receive, you also receive points, in the hope that the more points you receive, the more motivated you will feel. We thank you for taking the time to listen and hope you're inspired as much as we are to build the first healthy social network. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gymchum. So, the ask is $138,000 for 25%. Python Don Delicandro has experience in this field, and before we hear what the Pythons have to say to Gymchum, let's learn a little bit more about Don Delicandro, the Python, when we return.
Hello, I'm Anthony Falcone of Falcone Law. We take a personal interest in our clients' businesses and a business-like approach to their personal matters in the areas of corporate and commercial law, real estate law, and wills and estates. We're here to help.
Don, you're returning as a Python. What got you involved to begin with and brought you back?
Well, let me tell you, I've been an entrepreneur all my life, and I love the enthusiasm and the can-do attitude of entrepreneurs, so I love to be in that environment. I like the opportunity to provide some mentorship. And of course, the last thing is maybe I'll find a deal here today, so I'm looking forward to that as well.
Hey, you might come out on top
I'm
here.
hoping so.
What do you, as a successful businessman today, what do you look for in a potential investment opportunity?
They have to solve a business problem that exists out in the marketplace. They also have to be able to differentiate themselves. So I want to understand, what are they doing different than everyone else, and why will be somebody willing to buy or pay for their service or their product? I also want to see their team that they've assembled, the types of processes they have in place, because they have to be able to scale once they're successful. And of course, they got to have passion. If they don't have passion, I'm really not interested, because I have to know that they're going to be there day in, day out. And I guess one final thing, it wouldn't hurt that they have, their house mortgage to the hilt, so that they have to go into work every day and make it a success.
Having an incentive.
You bet.
What's involved in the due diligence phase of this?
Really, for me, it's looking to validate their claims. Do they have the patent that they say they have? Does the product do what it says it does? I want to check their references. I want to check the customers, talk to customers that are using their product. I want to talk to their people that are working for them, to see what type of expertise they have or don't have. Their business plans, and of course, I want to look at their assumptions, because every entrepreneur is very, very positive and always believes that their product's going to do $100 million in the first year. I want to sit down and say, does that make sense? And guess what? If you don't make $100 million in the first year and you only make $10,000, what does that mean to your bottom line? So those are the types of things that I look for during the due diligence phase.
What's next for you? What's next for you, for your businesses? A foundation, a book, a new project?
So last year I sold my software company, so this year I started a new company called Azertech Inc. So that company's mandate is to provide capital and consulting to high growth companies. So I'm switching where I'm spending my time now. I want to focus more on strategy and being more of a boardroom director type and less of a day-to-day operational person, and really hoping that I might be able to find my next project from one of the contestants at Python's Pit.
Right here today, and we're about to find out.
I hope so.
Thanks so much, Don.
Great talking to you.
You too.
In business, opportunity is everywhere, and so is MNP. No matter the location or the situation, MNP is there wherever business takes you. Accounting, consulting, tax. Find out more at mnp.ca.
Salam.
Jam.
Shanti.
We all want the same thing.
Peace.
And Rotary clubs
Salam.
are making it happen through international scholarships to promote peace around the world.
Happy.
Rotary, humanity in motion.
The Pythons have had the opportunity to hear the pitch from Gymchum. It's now time for them to ask questions and determine if Gymchum is worthy of their money. Let's turn this over to Python Don Delacandra.
Social media is exploding, I agree with that, and I think you're in the right segment. But it is a numbers game, and 1,500 users is very low. You need to be in the hundreds of thousands of users. How do you get there, and how much is it going to cost you to get there?
Okay, so with the investment, we plan to use $50,000 for marketing. So we have two strategies. We have monetized marketing, so we go and spend money on advertising, and the other strategy is also to integrate into large groups like educational institutions, companies, and gyms. So from a marketing standpoint, we did some tests over the last 6 months, and we spent $200 on 2 different 100 campaigns. And with the $100, we found we got close to 200 users from that $100. So the goal is up until the end of 2014 to spend $36,000 in marketing, with the aim to reach over 50,000 users by the end of 2014. Going forward, we plan for 2015, we plan to reach a target of 200,000 users by the end of 2015, following a very similar approach from an advertising campaign, but at the same time integrating with educational institutions as well.
And what makes you different than MyFitnessPal, which is the leader in this segment?
So MyFitnessPal's background is more around dieting, around food, and that is their main focus. So it's all about tracking what you eat. And now they're moving more into the social media aspect as well over the last year or so. For us, it's not so much about the tracking. It's more around the motivational aspect. So tracking is very important to achieve your goals, but it's more about helping people build a following. And actually, if they want to track, we provide them with that feature, but it's more about having a network, learning off each other, and it's more the motivational aspect. So where MyFitnessPal focuses on tracking, every feature that we plan to build focuses on more motivation.
Thank you.
So I'm still struggling. This is a social media app tied to fitness. Mm-hmm. So how are you going to get, who's your target audience? What's the age group that's going to entice them to tell me and everybody else how they're doing with their fitness? Why would I do that?
Yeah, so the target market, we're looking to target more beginners to novices. So it may be people that don't actually go to the gym or live a healthy and active lifestyle. So the idea is where we sit at home or wherever we are, we go through our news feeds on our social networks, and we're consuming content that doesn't contribute necessarily to our health and fitness. When now we want to provide a platform that you scroll through your news feed and it's all related to health and fitness. Myself, like many others, struggle with motivation, and I've lost and gained weight over the years. And having a tool like this, I believe, will help me and many others to live a healthy and active lifestyle.
The idea is to shame me to keep working out?
Well, it's more to make you more conscious about what you're doing.
Okay.
So that it's more the conscious aspect. So you're on the way home from work, and you're on the train, and you know you need to go to the gym, and you really can't be bothered. So you go into that Gymchum, you see you're following, some of your friends have gone, so that might consciously make you want to go. And that's the hope, that we try and make you more conscious. Okay,
so there you got me now in a word, hope.
Yeah.
And you and I both know that hope is not strategy, right? So how are you going, at what point do you really foresee making money?
Yeah. So there's 3 revenue streams for Gymchum. We have Gymchum, which is a social networking app, where we will allow companies to provide advertising. So the goal is, by the end of 2015, have around 30 companies paying roughly around $500 a month, which will give us a return for $180,000 over the year. Then we have Gymchum Trainer, which is aimed at personal trainers. So the idea is that they can register up to 2 clients for free. And going forward, after that, they have to pay a monthly subscription of around $30. And then in the hope that by the end of 2015, we have 100 personal trainers paying $30 a month, giving us a return of $36,000. And then you have Gymchum Store, where it's commission-based.
But you'll need more than 50,000 downloads to get to that point where you...
Pardon?
You'll need more than 50,000 apps downloaded.
Yeah, so we're planning to target, from a marketing standpoint, the local areas, so that when we come to trying to target local businesses, they will be targeting local users. And we believe that with 50,000 users, we could approach businesses and start getting interest in the hope that moving forward, once we get more users, we can grow the platform.
Okay.
When you opened up, you asked about, you made a comment about 50 million gym memberships, but a staggering, I think you used the word, 57 or 67% don't use them. Why would you want to enter a market where there's such a drop-off? Like, why wouldn't 60% of the 7% of the people that download this stop using it?
So,
what makes it different?
From statistics show that motivation is a big part of, there's various reasons, but motivation is generally the main reason. People sign up in January, and then over about 6 weeks, they tend to stop going. So they have these peaks where people join gyms and then don't go because they struggle with the motivation. So the whole point of this is that for them people who do struggle, and we want to reduce that number, the idea is that we want to help people in the whole gym world feel more motivated, and this is why gyms are very interested in this type of platform, because it helps with retention. So we believe that having this type of platform will encourage people to get to the gym and hopefully reduce that number.
So maybe your whole concept should be revolving around that. Should be a motivation manager or something.
And that's how we plan to market it. It's a motivational tool. That is actually, it's the motivational aspect. So where the other apps say track your workout, what set, what reps, for us, we don't necessarily care too much about it. It's more, you could write it on a piece of paper, take a picture, and upload it to the platform. So it's more about the sharing versus the tracking that we plan to focus on.
This isn't just about going to the gym. It's just about motivational, healthy lifestyle.
It's a health and active. It's helping people to live a healthy and active lifestyle.
Okay, well that's interesting into itself versus just isolating the gym part.
So so that is every feature that we plan to build. The requirement for that feature has to be, does it motivate the end user?
Now you're looking for $138,000. I'm looking at your growth and all that. I think the return on this. When do you see a return for an investor?
By the end of 2016, the return will be, by the end of 2016 will be when the investor gets the return for the $138,000. So basic,
I was interested in the technology side of it.
Yeah.
So who's developed the application? How long did it take?
Yeah.
What makes it special from a development side?
So my background software. I've developed software for around 10 years, web development more predominantly. So I spent around 500 hours building this iPhone app, learning. I built it using PhoneGap, which is a separate tool. But so it was more for proof of concept. For me, what's in the App Store now was more for proof of concept. It allowed me to try marketing techniques and to see what the bite's like. And I believe there is a huge interest, but what's currently there needs more work, and I know that, and hence why I'm here to try and get the investment to push it forward. So the idea with the investment was that from the website standpoint, I will not be taking any of the investment. I'll be looking after the website and the database. But from an iPhone and an Android, I would use that money from a development standpoint for the two devices. Going forward, Windows, BlackBerry as well, but for the first 2 years or at least a year, it's going to be focused on Android and iPhone. I think the big aspect, which I think has a lot of potential to it, is the Motivate Me button. Like a lot of social networks, it rolls around engagement. So you post something, you get feedback. The difference with ours is that, if I upload a status saying I've just worked out, and someone motivates that, I get 5 points. If I go to the gym and have a great workout on doing squats, which is hard, you get 15 points. So the idea is that you build up your points.
So this is your version of the like button on...
Enhanced like button.
Yeah.
Like every social network, you have a like, follow, retweet, that kind of stuff. This is us, but now you get reward points for getting that and in turn will hopefully encourage us to post more stuff to get more points.
All right, the Pythons have now heard the pitch and asked some very tough questions. Will they make an offer? Stay close, because we're going to learn the outcome in just a very few moments. First, let's learn a little bit more about our gracious show sponsors.
In business, opportunity is everywhere, and so is MNP. No matter the location or the situation, MNP is there wherever business takes you. Accounting, consulting, tax. Find out more at mnp.ca.
Salam.
Jam.
Shanti.
We all want the same thing.
Peace.
And Rotary clubs
Salam.
are making it happen through international scholarships to promote peace around the world.
Happy.
Rotary, humanity in motion.
Welcome back. I'm with John Lever of RBC Royal Bank, one of the presenting sponsors of Python's Pit. John, you were one of our presenting sponsors last year. What brings you back?
I really enjoyed participation and just seeing the enthusiasm, the collaboration, the support that these young entrepreneurs were provided with last year. And we really feel that that's part of our mission in life at RBC, is to help small businesses get established. And so we're eager and pleased to be back supporting again.
What value then do you think you bring to these new entrepreneurs?
Well, there's a variety of ways that we bring value to entrepreneurs. We have a team of small business account managers that bring advice and guidance and counsel to small businesses and startups, etc. We have a wonderful resource center at rbc.com that is available to all small businesses, for any small business, no matter what their life cycle is, startup or wind down. And great information, how-to guides, starting up a business planning, etc. available. So we bring value there. We have a wonderful product and services array tailored to the needs of each customer, no matter what those needs are. And we're active with the Halton Small Business Enterprise Center, which also provides great mentoring and coaching. They have counselors. They have active advice events and so on that really help small businesses get off the ground. And so we're involved and participate in that actively.
Thank you so much, John Lever.
In business, opportunity is everywhere, and so is MNP. No matter the location or the situation, MNP is there wherever business takes you. Accounting, consulting, tax. Find out more at mnp.ca.
The Pythons' questions have now been answered, so now it's time to learn which Pythons are interested in putting their money on the line. Don, what do you think?
So it's interesting. I must say, though, I don't think I'm motivated to invest. I think your challenge is going to be to get the users count up to a substantial number in the hundreds of thousands, and I think you're underestimating how much it's going to cost to get you there. And even at a couple 100,000, it's really not that high. I'd rather see it in the millions. So, and I'm going to sit at home and watch the football game and be motivated on the couch.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, so it's a great idea. My problem is I don't like sharing information. So that's the one. Secondly, I agree with Don. You're going to have to get to selling 500,000 to 1 million apps downloaded before you get any kind of resonance in terms of profitability down the road. So for that, and plus the fact that apps fail at an alarming rate out there, I'm going to have to pass.
Okay, no problem. Okay, thank you.
Now my turn. Well, I'm going back to self-motivation. I can't see it. I can see a very young age group that would maybe get turned on by using this app, and I still feel that going to the gym or working out is something that's self-driven, and you need to have your own self-discipline and motivation. So because of that, I'm out.
Thank you. I like the social aspect of sharing and motivating each other, and again, enhanced like button. But it's not my area of expertise. I was kind of deferring to Don, who is quite adept at this type of technology, and so that kind of scares me off that Don backed away. So for that reason, I'd be out.
Thank you, gentlemen. That was a good presentation, and I wish you well. You certainly did a good job of answering the questions that my fellow Pythons have put to you. I think that the numbers, unfortunately, just aren't attractive enough for an angel investment to give us a significant enough return. I think it's a nice sort of cottage business, and if you can make those numbers work, you'll have a nice sort of lifestyle and that. But I really just don't think it's an angel entrepreneurial investment type, and for that reason, I'm out.
Okay. Now, I would say though, if you get the 100,000, 200, 300,000 users on your site, definitely come back to us, because I'm sure a bunch of us would be interested in having a chat at that point.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, the Pythons have heard it, and while they like the idea, they say the numbers, the projections just aren't there. They did leave the door open for a time when the numbers may be there, so the door is open and they may come back, but as it stands today, there will be no offer for Gymchum.
Today's experience has taught us that it's very important to make sure, again, numbers are critical and target market, but at the same time that what you believe in is sometimes hard to get across to the Pythons, and we've learned that today.
Yeah, there's definitely some good insight that we received today that we could alter going forward so that we can properly address what we want to get across, and hopefully have a more valuable pitch so that someone will jump on board with us and get this ball rolling faster going forward.
I think it's been an excellent way to practice many skills from presentation, from numbers, from just general business knowledge. We've had a great team behind us like yourself helping us throughout the process, and we're very grateful.
In business, opportunity is everywhere, and so is MNP. No matter the location or the situation, MNP is there wherever business takes you. Accounting, consulting, tax. Find out more at mnp.ca.
Hello, I'm Anthony Falcone of Falcone Law. We take a personal interest in our clients' businesses and a business-like approach to their personal matters in the areas of corporate and commercial law, real estate law, and wills and estates. We're here to help.
Salam.
Jam.
Shanti.
We all want the same thing.
Peace.
And Rotary clubs are making it happen. Through international scholarships to promote peace around the world. Rotary. Humanity in motion.